Welcome back to Yehoshua's Gematria-Time Daf Yomi Shiur. When in the end time, it's always a great time to learn the Daf Yomi in Gematria-Time, and we're continuing on 102. We'll be studying 102b, and the Gematria words for this Amud are very, very famous word. Again, one of the most famous words, Toshima. Toshima means come and hear. It's used usually with a brisa, but sometimes with the Mishnah, I think. But it's usually with a brisa, and it's used in when the Gemara wants to support an opinion of somebody or some idea that's being said. It says, "Come and hear a brisa that supports this idea." Okay, Toshima has a numerical value of 811, which is actually tomorrow. August 11th will be tomorrow, 811. So Toshima equals 811. That's a good way of remembering it. And it's going to come up pretty soon in the Yamud. Maybe just about a line or two into it. The next word is Adkan lo pligi, which means until here they don't disagree. But when do they disagree is over here. It's kind of like clarifying the machlokes, the two opinions, and they want to say Adkan lo pligi, up until here they don't disagree. But when they disagree, it's okay. And that phrase, that four-word expression, Adkan lo pligi, has a numerical value of 309, which equals sadeh, field. Do they disagree on the field? Up until here, they didn't disagree. Up until the end zone, they didn't disagree on the football field. 309 is field, sadeh. And the two farmers didn't disagree on their field of wheat either, up until here. But afterwards, okay. Sorry for not a better example, but I think the football one's okay, but I don't know, whatever. Dekuli alma, also very famous word. And this will be a double whammy because Kuli alma, because it's written on the Amma Dikuli alma, but sometimes it's written Kuli alma lo pligi. Like Kuli alma means everyone. It literally means the whole world, but it means everyone. Dikuli alma equals 211, and Kuli alma is equal to 207. Okay. And let's start our Amud. Top of the page with words Achal Tzipor Tehora Bechaya Bechol Shehu B'Misasak Bechazayis B'Tameya Bein Bechaya Bein B'Misas Bechol Shehu Hachanami B'Mashehu Basar Gidim Be'atzamos. If one ate a kosher bird alive, okay, one is punished with lashes for any amount. Okay, so in the previous Amud it says that the Gemara was going to give a challenge to Rav's statement that one receives lashes for eating a limb severed for a living animal only if it eats an olive bulk. Okay. So then they bring up Bref, Tashima, come in here. Tashima, 811. And then instead of one ate a kosher bird alive, one is punished with lashes for any amount, even if he ate less than an olive bulk. If the bird was dead and was not ritually slaughtered, one is punished with lashes only if he ate an olive bulk. And if one ate a whole bird of a non-kosher species, whether he ate it when it was alive or dead, he is punished with lashes for any amount, even if the bird contained less than an olive bulk of meat. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. There's no bird that contains less than an olive bulk. There's no bird that, it's not a good proof. It's not a good proof because if you eat a whole bird, you for sure ate a kazayas. I'm sorry, there is no bird that has less than kazayas. There's no such bird. It just isn't. Not to my knowledge, anyway. Even if the bird contained less than an olive bulk of meat. The Gemara answers here also explain that Rav's statement is referring to a case of eating a small amount of meat along with the sinews and bones, and the total volume is an olive bulk. Okay, Tashima, There's that word again. Tashma coming here. 8:11. Natal tzipor she'ein mo kezayis v'achlo Rabbi Poter Rabbi Lazar bar Rabbi Shimon Michayev Amar Rabbi Lazar bar Rabbi Shimon kal v'chomer al ever mimeno chayav al kulo l'kol shchein chanuk v'achla divrei hakol v'kezayis. Coming here, another challenge based upon a Braita. With regard to one who took a live bird of a kosher species that did not have a volume of an olive bulk and ate it, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi exempts him from lashes, and Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Shimon deems him liable for lashes. Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, said he should be liable based upon a kal v'chomer inference. If one is liable to receive lashes for eating a limb of a living animal, all the more so is it not clear that one is liable to receive lashes for eating all of it? The Braita concludes, with regard to one who strangled the bird and ate it, everyone agrees that he is liable to receive lashes only if it had the volume of an olive bulk. Ad kan lo pligi. There's that phrase, one of our phrases today. Does anyone remember what ad kan lo pligi is? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with, it has the same numerical value. Actually, I'll give it away if I tell you, but if you know Gematria, it's very easy. The word sadeh is field in Hebrew is very easy. Shin, daled, hey is very easy to figure out. Yep, that's what it is. 309. Ad kan lo pligi equals 309. Ella Demar Savar B'chayeha Evohi Moimedis. Demar Savar B'chayeha Evohi Moimedis. Demar Savar B'chayeha Lav Evohi Moimedis. The Gemara analyzes the Braita where Yehuda Hanasi and Rabbi Lazar and Rabbi Shimon disagree only with regard to one who ate an entire live bird. As one sage, Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, holds that even during its life all creatures stand to be divided into limbs, meaning they will ultimately be cut into pieces. Consequently, each of its limbs is considered a separate entity, and even if one eats a limb without first separating it from the rest of the body, one violates the prohibition of eating a limb from a living being. One sage, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, holds that during its life it does not stand to be divided into limbs. Therefore, one does not violate the prohibition of eating a limb from a living being unless he severs a limb from the body. Dekuli alma. There's our final word of the Amud. Dekuli alma means everyone. Right? Everyone. In any event, everyone is Kuli Alma equals, it's a double whammy this time, because Dikuli Alma is equal to 211, but the actual word is Kuli Alma. Dikuli Alma means that everyone, but that daled means like that everyone. Alright? But the expression is Kuli Alma, everyone. So Dikuli Alma equals 211, and Kuli Alma equals 207. Which is the numerical value of Pidyon Haben. Miha lo b'inan kezayis. Amar Rav Nachman mashu basar gidim v'atzamos. In any event, everyone agrees that we do not require one to eat an olive bulk of meat in order to be liable for lashes for eating a limb from a living being, which is the basis of the aforetory inference of Rabbi Lazar, son of Rabbi Shimon. Rav Nachman says in response, explained that the Braita is referring to a case where one ate a small amount of meat together with sinews and bones, making a total of an olive bowl. Umi ikamidi debechule les be kazayis basal v'chad evor is kazayis b'mashu basal gidim v'atzamos. Amar Rav Sherebia in Mikalonisa. The Gemara challenges this answer, but is there any bird that does not have an olive bulk of meat in its whole body, but in one limb it has an olive bulk of the combination of a small amount of meat together with sinews and bones. Rav Sherebia said, yes, this is the case with regard to the kalanita, a bird that is very small and scrawny. He says there's a bird that doesn't have a kazayas of meat. He says that, but I don't know. It's hard to imagine that. A bird that doesn't even have an olive amount of... An olive is tiny. Kalanita. I'd like to see one of those. Kalanita. Do they exist anymore? Maybe you got it confused with a fly. Okay. Ema Seifa Chanukah B'Achala Divrei Hakol B'Chizais Yakanito of Tamehu Yamarav Tameo Ben B'Chayeha Ben Misazo Ben Mashu Yalakein Kalanisa. The Gemara challenges this answer that the Brisa is referring to a Kalanita. Say the latter clause with regard to one who strangled a bird and ate it. Everyone agrees that he is liable to receive lashes only if it had the volume of an olive bulk. But a kalanita is a non-kosher bird. And Rav says, if one eats a whole non-kosher bird, whether he eats it when it is alive or dead, he is punished with lashes for eating any amount. The Gemara answers, the Braita is not referring to an actual kalanita, but rather to a kosher species of bird similar to a kalanita, in that it is small and scrawny. Amar Rava im timseloma Savar Rabbi Machshavos Ochlin Shmei Machshava Chishevet Ochlo Evel Ochle Kulachayev. The Gemara above cited a dispute between Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi and Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, with regard to one who eats an entire live kosher bird that is less than an olive bulk. With regard to the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, who holds that an entire bird is not considered to be a limb and is therefore not included in the prohibition of eating a limb from a living animal, Rava said, if you say that Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi holds that thought with regard to food is considered thought, meaning one's thoughts have halachic significance in determining a food's status, then in a case where one thought to eat the bird limb by limb, and instead he ate it all at once, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi would hold that he is liable for transgressing the prohibition of eating a limb from a living animal. Amar le Abaya mi kamidi de'ilu acher lo mechayev acher hai michayav. Amrlei zeh lefi machshavto v'zeh lefi machshavto. Abai said to Rava, but is there anything with regard to which if another person ate it, he would not be liable? But if this person ate it, he is liable? Rava said to Abaye, there can be different outcomes for different people who perform the same act, as this individual's action is judged according to his thought, and that individual's action is judged according to his thought. The Amar Rava in timseloma Savar Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Shimon Machshavos Ochlin Shmei Machshave Chishev Lo'echlo Meiso Ochle Chaya Patu. And Rava also said, if you say that Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Shimon holds that thought with regard to food is considered thought, then in a case where one at first intended to eat the entire bird after it had died, but ultimately he ate it alive, Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Shimon would hold that he is exempt from lashes, as according to his thought it does not stand to be divided into limbs while alive. Amr le Abaye umi kamidi di ilu achil le acher mechayiv yachil le hai patur. Amr le zeh lefi machshavto v'zeh lefi machshavto. Abaye said to Rava, but is there anything that if another person ate it, he would be liable? But if this person ate it, he is exempt. Rava said to Abaye, this individual's action is judged according to his thought, and that individual's action is judged according to his thought. Amar Rabbi Yochanan lo tochal nefesh im basal ze eva ben achai ובשר בשדה טרפה לא תאכלו, זה בשר מן החי ובשר מן הטרפה. The Gemara discusses the source. Excuse me for a second. I was looking for my... Alright. Okay. My pointer. I have a little... Okay, whatever. The Gemara discusses the source of the prohibition of eating a limb from a living animal. Rabbi Yochanan says, you shall not eat the life with the flesh. Deuteronomy 12:23. This is the source for the prohibition of eating a limb from a living animal, and the verse, and you shall not eat any flesh that is torn in the field, Exodus 22:30. This is the source for the prohibition of eating flesh severed from a living and flesh severed from a treifa, even if it is not an entire limb. Okay. Found my pointer. Alright. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Amal. לא תאכלו הנפש עם בשר זה ומן החי ובשר מן החי ובשר בשדה טרפה לא תאכלו זה בשר מן הטרפה. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says, you shall not eat the life with the flesh. Deuteronomy 12:23. This is the source for the prohibitions of eating a limb from a living animal and of eating flesh severed from the living. And the verse, and you shall not eat any flesh that is torn in the field, Exodus 22:30. This is the source for the prohibition of eating flesh severed from a treifa. Achal ever min achai ubasar min achai. Rabbi Yochanan chayav shtayim. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish eno chayav ela achas. Achal basar min achai ubasar min atreifa. LeRabbi Shimon ben Lakish chayav shtayim. Rabbi Yochanan eno chayav ela achas. Achal ever min achai ubasar min atreifa. LeDivrei kol chayav shtayim. The Gemara clarifies the difference between these two opinions. If one ate a limb from a living animal and flesh severed from the living, then according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan, he is liable to receive 2 sets of lashes. But according to the opinion of Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, he is liable to receive only 1 set of lashes. Conversely, if one ate flesh severed from the living and flesh severed from a treifa, then according to the opinion of Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, he is liable to receive 2 sets of lashes, but according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan, he is liable to receive only 1 set of lashes. If one ate a limb from a living animal and flesh severed from a treifa, everyone agrees that he is liable to receive 2 sets of lashes. Ureminhu, I will ask you a question, a contradiction, and the Gemara raises a contradiction to the claim that everyone agrees that one who eats both a limb from a living animal and flesh severed from a treifa is liable to receive 2 sets of lashes based upon the following statement. This concludes the Daf 102. This is 102b, and that's it. That's all, folks.